What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the 740 Sports Show. This one's going to be an absolute banger, bub. Episode 21. This one, including our longtime buddy, always a locksmith in our hearts, Matt Humphreys, bub, joins the show here.
The LaDainian Tomlinson episode.
The LaDainian Tomlinson episode.
It's a tongue twister.
I guess so. If you'd like to say it, continue. But I would like to talk about Matt Hump, who is joining us as a locksmith. And, Bub, we'll go ahead and let you in on that joke.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, so, Matt, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Finally get a chance to get home here.
Matt Hump, Bub. Matt Hump was a part of our church mission trip to Sevierville, right outside of Gatlinburg, in Tennessee. A few years back, he joined us, and Matt Hump was a group in the locksmith cabin, which I was supposed to be kind of counseling, if you would. Yeah. And boy, did that go well. We were locked out of our cabin before we were moved into our cabin, thus dubbing us the name the Locksmiths. And here we are. A few years later.
Okay.
We had a heck of a group, but that was a different time for a different day. Matt, you are here with us now as a member of the Buckeyes Club football team.
Yep.
Former Jackson High School football standout. Did you know that, Bub?
I did.
I know you did. We were there watching all those games. And, man, it's nice to see you back playing football in Ohio and as a Buckeye, Bub. Look at that helmet beside you. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's nice to see you back. Matt, how was your, first season in the club scene as a Buckeye, man? Talk to us.
It was amazing. So I had that 2-year gap off of football from RMU with the injuries, and then to now. And, I just fell in love with the game again. I've already been messaging the coaches since the game ended about next year and, what I want to do, what I think about the team, what I want to do with the guys.
Yeah.
And, they're probably annoyed with me already because they're we just got through with this. But
yeah.
I've just been texting them nonstop. I've been recruiting people to come to Ohio State to play.
Yeah.
Or the people at Ohio State to play, so.
Okay. Who are you recruiting? Who are you going after in the recruiting game, man?
My brother.
Okay.
Caden. He's wanting to go to school, so I was like, just go to Ohio State and then come play.
Yeah.
And so he's thinking about doing that.
Okay.
Michael Benson, so he's going to Ohio State's law school.
The boot.
So I'm trying to get him to come out, and I think he's going to. And then I'm trying to get Chucky too, but
come on, Chuck.
He only needs to take 2 classes, man.
Chucky, 2 classes? And what? Give me an example of 2 classes that theoretically Chucky could take.
Beer and wine tasting and chocolate science.
Wow, Bub.
If he takes those 2 classes, he can play.
That's just pure laziness.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, come play, bro.
Yeah. Chucky, come on, man.
He's got to come out of retirement too.
Yeah.
I know he's feels kind of the same way I did with college football with the injuries and stuff. So I'm come on, it's fun. You'll love it again. But
yeah,
I don't know if he will.
Yeah, I hope he does, man, and I hope he gets to experience that because it sounds like you got a very similar experience with club football to what I got with semi-pro, and we've talked about that some. And the biggest part of that, I think, is that team experience again, because everyone playing the game of football at the club level, at the semi-pro football level, loves the game. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that's common, and that's one thing that's really powerful amongst those teams. I'm sure you felt that amongst your team this year.
Yeah, because a lot of our scouting breakdowns, your workouts are all player-led. People would go out of their way to watch film, draw tendencies. So our linebacker, he would do breakdowns where the percentage of run, pass, in situations, whatever. I would break down the O-line, what I saw from their offensive scheme.
Yeah.
Their position players, if I felt like I should break them down, certain thing like that. We just it was all kind of a player-led thing to add on to what the coaches already provided us with their scouting stuff.
Yeah.
And so I really like that, and it just shows how much we care. And I said, all of your injury rehab and your workouts and stuff are all on your own because there's no mandatory stuff with clubs. So
right.
you obviously see the passion through that too.
Right. Well, and I think that's part of what makes the entire thing so interesting too. Is it's entirely club led. So like the budget decisions that are made are student based decisions.
Yeah.
That come from within that student based organization. Game day uniforms and those things are student decisions. The equipment that you guys get is through the school, and I think that's super cool. Obviously, that makes that experience that more authentic. I'm sure for you. And it's nice that you're enjoying the game and having fun with it, and you're getting the beautiful parts of the game.
Yeah.
Bub, not all of us had great high school teams. Matt did, but I'm just saying we had to get that experience other ways. Welcome to the show, Bub. Anyway,
I mean, what do you mean other ways?
I mean, there's levels to football, and I'm just enlightening.
I mean, my high school team was good.
Your high school team was good. That's what I'm saying.
Oh. Okay. Then we're on the same page.
What a time, but your high school team was great. I won. We won't talk about the one. Anyway, let's move on. Well, it's nice to see that you're enjoying the game, and it's nice to see that you're in such a fun organization, and that you're in the recruiting scene, too. And I can't think of a better ambassador for Buckeye Club football, Bub, than Matt Hump here. And I know you said that you've got some goals going into next season. You're blowing your coaches up already. Talk to us about some of the things that you're hoping to accomplish next year, man.
Well, first and foremost, we want to get the job done in the national championship. So we actually lost this year, 29-14.
Tough one, too.
Yeah.
Especially as a defensive guy.
Yeah, we gave up 2 special team touchdowns, which was obviously not fun to have as a defensive guy because
crushing, man.
Yeah, you don't get to get on the field, but they were really well coached and really good program. So they're an actual JUCO team with like scholarships and stuff.
Right.
That is actually going to move up into the actual like JUCO
scene.
Yeah, it's like NCJAA or something.
Right.
So they're actually moving there. So it was like a legit JUCO team that's getting bumped up that we were playing against.
I could see during their game against Michigan State in the semifinals that there were definitely levels of fluidity and continuity to their team that I didn't necessarily see with your guys' program.
Yeah.
And not to say that you guys had a ton of talent, dude. You guys were definitely ready for that game.
Yeah.
You play that game on a different day, you could definitely get a different outcome.
Agreed.
But I did see a level of fluidity and continuity, so it is nice to know that was a team that is considered, hey, you're ready for JUCO.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I was talking to some of the players after. They are moving up. They're in some conference in Georgia now, but it kind of hurt to hear they were moving up because I wanted to get them again next year.
Yeah.
We obviously lost a few seniors, but we have a lot of our guys turning.
Any key seniors?
Our left tackle, he's been an All-American a couple times and will probably be an All-American this year.
Okay.
Our starting corner, James Smith, my other starting D-line with me, the tall 14.
Right.
He's graduating, and that's going to be a big loss.
Okay.
Marcel, our safety, he's going to be gone, I think.
Okay.
And I can't really think of the other ones off the top of my head.
Okay.
I know a lot more of this.
The defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Anything in the way of, now you got some pretty key offensive players as well. Any key losses? There's Spencer Moore.
Spencer,
is he coming back?
He's done.
That's what I was wondering.
So his eligibility's gone. I forgot about him.
Okay.
So we have
he
to
was
find
a stud, dude.
Yeah, we have to find a quarterback. So that's obviously like one of the most important positions.
Again, we need Chuck, man.
Yeah, Chuck.
Get that on loose, Chuck.
I think Michael should do it.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, if all else fails, kick it, baby. Kick it. That's right.
But
okay.
So
big.
First and foremost is the national championship. We have a lot of our guys turning, and just a lot of pressure for that. And then some like personal goals is like I want to get in the record books for like in season stats, so like sacks, tackles for loss, even tackles as a D lineman. I still want to be on there.
Yeah.
So I want to get like my name in there.
Yeah. Making history, Bob, as a Buckeye.
Goals.
Man,
either
that's killer.
I want to do it like there's a game records and there's a season record, and I want to get in the top 5 of those.
Okay.
And then I want to get All-American. We were talking to the coaches. The defense is going to have a hard time getting All-Americans.
Right.
Because our stats weren't like our individual player stats weren't crazy high,
right?
Because they were so spread out. And then
you guys have a lot of 3 and outs.
Yeah,
too.
we had like a 65% 3 and out rate for the year.
Right,
So
which is
we're on
insane.
the field, and we didn't like. There was probably like 3 games I only played the second half.
Yeah. I was going to say, and you guys play rotations too in the defensive line.
Yeah,
I mean, it's you guys are bringing guys in, so I mean, it's tough.
So we only played like 3 second halves on the defense.
Yeah.
So the stats aren't like crazy, and the people picking the All-Americans aren't going to go and watch every film and break it down like who's the real.
Yeah.
Like we probably won't get too many All-Americans, but I want to get my stats high enough next year, even no matter what, to get on there.
Well,
if I don't this year,
I think that's something that's definitely voted on through impact, and it sounds like you've got some huge goals.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone that's going to be able to do it through impact, man, Matt Hump with a full off season.
Yeah.
I know you're excited about that full off season, and if there's anyone that could pull that off and make it happen, man, I know it's you. So yeah, it's nice to see that you're back having big goals in the game again.
Yeah.
Man. So nice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, anything else you want to touch on, man? I mean, it seemed like a fun season for you. I mean, is there anything else? I want to keep talking college football here. Is there anything else you want to touch on, man?
I just want to thank the people I played with and my coaches. They really brought me in. Like I said, I showed up on a random Tuesday the second week of the season. And they got me in pads and playing that day. So I just want to thank them for letting me join the team like that and just going through the experience with them.
Yeah, Coach Barron. What a dude. Coach Grega. What a dude.
Coach McNeil.
That's your linebackers, D-line coach.
Yeah.
Right? D-line coach. Nice. What a dude.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
They're all volunteers, too, so, they volunteer their time to be a part of the program that they were a part of, so...
And you're talking a few hours a week.
Yeah.
I mean, several hours a week, 2-hour practices. You're talking a late night on Thursday?
Yeah.
Right?
Thursdays are 10 to midnight.
10 to midnight on Thursdays, man. So
they're
grinding, man.
Yeah. And a lot of them travel... Coach Cal, he's our special teams coach. He travels 2 hours.
Yeah.
Coach Steele, he travels from Cincinnati every day to come and coach.
Man.
Yeah, so
that's a commitment. But all of those guys, it's nice because I know as a player that you can see that all of those guys see the opportunity that they have in front of them. So rent's due every day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that sounds like a program that kind of lives by that.
Yeah.
So great job this year, man. We can't wait for you next year, and we're going to keep talking college football right here on the 740 Sports Show. Bub, we got a lot to talk about. The committee. You had a different top 4. I had a different top 4. I think everyone in the country maybe had a different top 4. Did the college football playoff committee, they get it right, bub?
Yeah, they did. But
oh, he said but.
They did. They got
this
it
100%.
They got it right.
Okay.
But what they did was messed up.
What they said about our
team. Leave out an undefeated Power 5 conference school.
That's tough.
Yeah. I think they did get the right decision as far as the best 4 teams right now.
Yeah.
But I think you got to give Florida State a chance. I'm sorry. I think it's disgusting what they did.
Okay, so you're selecting a different 4 then.
No, they got it right. I just think their morals are wrong. If I was them, I would have done the same thing.
So you also have no morals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on a committee.
So being on a committee
that keeps me off of the committee.
morals.
That's what I would say. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I can't argue with that. I have a better logic.
Yeah. On pen and paper, they got it right. But, man, they screwed Florida State bad.
It's tough day to be a Seminole.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Tough day to be a Seminole. Matt Hump, I got to know, man, as a now Buckeye, as an always college athlete, and Matt Hump got a 39 on his ACT. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It was great.
I don't.
Matt Hump is the smartest person that I know.
I don't think it goes that high.
Well, I know how low it goes. Anyway, Matt Hump, what do you think? Did they get it right?
I disagree because I'm on the Florida State side.
I thought you were going to say I'm on the committee.
No. I'm on the Florida State side.
You're pro Florida State. Okay.
I don't really... Not because I like Florida State or anything, but I don't see how you can just go undefeated and rule them out. They've put undefeated Group 5 teams like Cincinnati in over one loss.
Cincinnati had to do it 2 years in a row, though.
True, but
and they had their starting quarterback that was an NFL talent.
Well, hang on.
They're in the group of 5, so like they're not playing. I get the ACC is probably the weakest division.
Yeah, I would say Cincinnati's is comparable to what the ACC is this year.
I would say that TCU is as comparable. Like they were as deserving, right? Last year, everyone thought that TCU was a deserving opponent, and then look what happened against Georgia.
I mean, but to be fair, they beat Michigan.
They did beat Michigan.
Georgia was a good team.
But yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we all know the national championship was Ohio State versus Georgia last year.
I mean, everyone felt that way even at the time. Matt, I see what you're saying. It would kill me, man. Like I think it's the most heartbreaking thing for college football.
It's messed up.
It is the most heartbreaking thing for college football to see Florida State not get in. Personally, if I got to see Alabama play Florida State right now, I'm taking the Tide in that game.
Yeah.
And I would hope at this point you believe me. Bub, I think they did. They got it right, but man, it was a kick in the nuts. I think Florida State, and it was a kick in the nuts for college football. But here's the light at the end of the tunnel. All of this goes away next year.
That's why I think they did make that decision in this situation. They're
Absolutely.
Like, we don't have to we'll never have to mess with the 4 teams again. It'll just be 12.
Yeah.
Your top 5 champions will your Power 5 champions will always get in now, basically.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think it sets a great precedent going forward. We don't care what your record is. So, like those last 4 teams, that are 8 through 12 or whatever,
right?
They're going to get a lot less leash than what these top 6 teams had for a 4-team playoff.
Right.
So, I think it sends a great message to college football.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Who are we looking forward to? Just kind of looking ahead. Do we have a national championship pick yet, Bub? I'll tell you who mine is.
I'm going Texas. I mean, I feel like they're just going to kind of go over Washington.
You got Texas in this one, do you?
No, I'm going to pick Bama.
Yeah!
Like they took down. I would have picked Georgia last week, so I'm going to have to pick the team that beat them.
Roll Tide.
I'll just pick the team that beat Bama already once.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Hey, what we found out, Bub, regular season don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It don't matter at all.
Hey, speaking of bowl games, baby, I want to talk about one.
The Mayonnaise.
The Duke Mayonnaise Bowl. Our buddy Traylon Davis. Yeah. He's going to play in the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl. Did you know that?
I read it before the show. So
Good job. I'm glad you can read because we are also going to see if Bubba is able to spell mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Do you think that's right, Mr. 39 ACT?
He forgot an S, didn't he? There's 2 S's.
I don't see one on there.
There's two N's. There's 2 N's.
Idiot.
It's okay. Because hey, as a Buckeye, you of all people know, we ain't come here to play school. We came here to play football, and so is our buddy Traylon. He's going to be playing football in the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl. So Traylon, that game's December 27th.
Who do they got?
They got UNC.
Yeah.
Oh.
At the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl, and
at Duke.
At Mayonnaise. That game is going to be played at Mayonnaise Stadium, and Traylon's going to be there. And we're wishing Traylon good luck in that game, Bub.
Absolutely.
That game's going to be played December 27th. That's Dad's birthday. Did you know that?
I mean, I didn't correlate the two.
No, it is. So,
like a bowl game and
Dad's birthday. What a time. Matt Hump. I like the Mountaineers.
Yeah, me too.
I like it, but you like the Mountaineers? Don't do it. Don't do. I want him to join the show.
I honestly do think West Virginia. They burnt me on a bet early on in the season.
That's not Traylon's fault.
No, it's not. But I was riding high off of BYU, like them just throttling BYU, which I don't know why I was so high, but they look good.
You know what I love about
and I think they're going to go in. They're going to get him a win, and they're going to dump a bowl of mayonnaise on the coach's head.
Bowl of mayonnaise right on Neil Brown's head.
Right?
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure.
Because Neil Brown, of all people, deserves it. He is returning to West Virginia next season, he announced. And I love that. In a world where people are leaving college football, I absolutely love Neil Brown sticking around. So, Neil Brown, what a dude. What a dude. Getting it done.
I like their quarterback, too, Garrett Green.
Yeah, he should have been starting as a freshman.
I think he's really good.
They got a hell of a rushing attack, too. 3 players over 700 yards in that offense rushing. So, I mean, that's 2,100 yards on the ground in the regular season. I think I was going into their final game. So just really getting it done on offense, man. It's nice to see what that program's blossoming into. Yeah. And speaking of college football, keeping it in college football one last time here, I'm talking about Coach Brown sticking around. We're going to talk about players leaving. Matt Hump, can't wait to hear your thoughts on this, because right before we got on air here, you said that there are 2 levels to the college football transfer portal, and one of those perspectives is kind of as a fan and what we see, and one of those perspectives is as a player, and you've actually dealt with that. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Is the college football transfer portal good or bad for college football?
I always am on the player side.
Players, I love that. Players.
So I will always say it's a good thing to give the players more of power when it comes to their future.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why people don't like the backup quarterback leaving. Like, why can't he go somewhere and not sit the bench for 4 years and like earn his keep somewhere else?
Sure.
You see guys like Bo Nix, like, transfer to Oregon and blossom into an NFL guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the problem with that. I can see the like college football aspect now with like the NIL and stuff being like a bidding war kind of thing.
Right.
And I think that could go wrong for like the college football landscape, just giving like the teams with the more money more power.
Yeah.
But I don't see why it's a bad thing when it comes to like players. They get more money for their likeness. They're adults, like young adults. I wouldn't call them like fully grown like the NFL guys, but they have a right to their future, I think. And I don't think they deserve to like sit behind somebody at one school and not ever get their chance.
Yeah. By
going to another school.
Right. No, I'm with that. And I'm all for the players. I love that. I love that comparison. And I like the players' future, the right to their own future.
Yeah.
And I think all of that needs to be said. Bub, what's your take, man? I mean, you're more of the fan. Matt Hump, he's got the perspective of a player, giving himself the benefit. You're a fan on college football. Talk to me, man. What's the transfer portal doing to the fans?
Personally, I don't really care about it. Like,
one way or the other.
Yeah, let me just, I'm not going to dictate somebody's life and where they can or can't go to college and where they can and can't play football.
Yeah.
I think it's just all a big money and power grab.
That's the only thing. That's the only. So I can't tell if it's the transfer portal or if it's just everything in college football and the whole college football landscape, but everything feels like a money grab right now. And I don't know if it's the transfer portal that is okay and I just feel yucky about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's just me.
I think like the NIL and the transfer portal like being in the same time, kind of like coming in, it's just kind of like
shock to the system.
It's bad shock to the system. It's probably a great way to put it. So, I mean, going back to the transfer portal here, then over 1,100 kids day one jumped into the portal this year. It's over 400 more than last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do there need to be restrictions on this, or is it just come and go?
I think you just have to let, like, obviously some kids are probably going to realize, like, they made the wrong decision entering the portal. And I think you just have to let them, like, live with that choice.
Right.
Like, that's the choice they made.
Yeah.
They make the same choice as a 16, 17-year-old when they commit to a school. Right. They have to make a decision off of, like, 3 official visits and, like, what their coaches are telling them.
Right.
So then they get to go into their school and, like, get that experience.
Right.
They made that same decision as a kid. I think they have the right to make that decision even if it turns out to be the wrong one.
Right. Well, I personally, like I said, I love the opportunities that we're giving these athletes now, and I don't want to. It's not fair to take away their opportunities of what their future can be because they're making money on their athletic ability.
Yeah.
It's not fair to punish them in a sense and take away that opportunity. So the NCAA, or what's left of the NCAA, I guess at this point, has a tough one on their hands there between those two things. So as a fan, I don't really want to see 30 players in the offseason leave my team without some sort of, maybe, there's something there to keep those things from happening in the NFL. So maybe some sort of restriction. Maybe like every 2 years or so. I don't know if there's a way to work with that, but as a fan, but also I'm a fan of the product, and these kids are a product, but they're also people. Mm-hmm. So we got to look at them as opportunities first, I think. What's your take on the fan aspect of it?
I feel like it also, just to play devil's advocate, I think it raises the question, why are, kids afraid to go against each other in competition and battle it out for a spot?
Sure.
Because I think you can always win a spot in the middle of the season as well.
Sure.
I just think you're kind of losing that aspect.
Well, if you're
practice
so here's the thing: if you're not willing to fight for it to get on the field, come game day, you're going to get exposed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get exposed, and then people are going to be calling for your head. You go, oh, the left guard can't play, get him out of there. Mm-hmm. And then here we are, and then we're going to fight. The proof is always in the pudding, baby. It's college football, Matt. It's college football. You got to get it done when it comes to it, right? I mean, it comes down to it. You got to get it done.
Yeah.
So I love the points. I love the dialogue. Again, it's like the College Football Playoff Committee. Impossible decisions right away. These things take time to think about and make real decisions on, which we found out with the Michigan scandal. It takes a lot of time. Matt, did you know that? Yeah. NCAA still hasn't figured out what they're going to do about it. But that's a point for another day. Moving right along here. NFL playoff predictions. Real quick here, because we're going to wrap it up. Playoff predictions, NFL. Bub, who do you like coming through in the NFC?
In the NFC?
Give me your NFC selections here.
You want each division, or you just want the top dogs?
Just give me each division. Who do you got?
All right.
Give me what the playoff scene looks like.
Coming from the East, I got the Eagles. Niners are taking the West. I don't think there's any question about that.
Okay.
Lions. I mean, the Packers and the Vikings both look good, but the Lions are so far ahead, I don't see anybody catching up to that.
Right.
And then the South is actually pretty crazy.
It is. It's
and
nuts.
I feel like out of the 3 teams that are really competitive, it's.
Say it.
I'm gonna say the Falcons.
It breaks my heart.
I'm gonna say the Falcons.
It's okay. All right, Bub. You got any wild card teams in that mix?
As far as, a team that could kind of be a dark horse to sneak into the playoffs and make some noise.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Rams. Okay. I mean, sitting at 6-6 right now, 500. I think they're a team that's going to.
I got the Rams as well.
Get in as a 6 or 7 seed.
I got the Cowboys as my obvious one. Matt Hump, do you have another one? We got the Rams. We got the Cowboys.
I had the winners as the Eagles, Niners, Lions, Falcons. So all the top guys right now.
Okay.
And then the 3 wild card, I had the Cowboys,
of course,
the Packers, and then the Bucks making it in.
Oh, sneaking in. We got 3 different teams.
So I'm a big Mike Evans guy.
Well, okay.
And
But are you Baker Mayfield?
I mean, I think he can do enough to get him in. I was looking at their schedules, and I like the Bucks' remaining schedule over the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams play. I seen they played the Ravens.
Yeah, the Rams have a tougher slate.
Yeah,
the Rams have a tougher slate to finish the year.
But Aaron Donald's my favorite player of all time, so I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they got in for the Bucks too.
All right, good to know. Good to know. We love that. I got the Falcons. I'm sorry. I got the Saints sneaking in.
I knew that.
I got the Saints sneaking in. I think that defense, baby. They're the only team in that division with a point differential that is positive. That means something to me this late in the year. I think they figure it out somehow, and I think they sneak in.
They give up the second most in that division.
They have. Saints D, baby. Let's keep it rolling here in the AFC. Matt Hump, give me your winners of the division. Bub, get your wild cards ready.
I have the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and then the Jaguars. So all the leaders again.
Ooh, okay.
I could see the Texans slipping and beating the Jags out for the division winner.
Yeah. I got the Colts winning that division.
I like that too.
Yeah. That's the other crazy division, man.
I just
it really
like
is.
the other 2 quarterbacks over
I got the Texans as my playoff team. I don't know that Trevor Lawrence is going to be healthy enough with that high ankle sprain.
True.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
So I could see them slipping up.
It's okay.
I'll pick the Texans to win it if I didn't pick the Jags.
It happens. Hey, well, everyone did, and these things are always going to change anyway, right? You never know who's going to get hurt week to week. But who are our wild card teams going to be in the AFC here?
Wild card, man, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
This is way tougher than the NFC.
So I'm going to say the Texans are getting in. I think they win their division.
Okay.
And then I think the wild card probably comes to Jaguars. If Trevor's not completely, broken, I think the Jaguars still manage to sneak in. It's hard not to say the Bills because, that's the best quarterback remaining.
Yeah.
But he's played so bad this year.
I think they're going to figure it out at some point. They're going through a transition right now between it's just firing Ken Dorsey. So I think that at some point they figure it out coming late in the season.
I don't have confidence in the Steelers to get it done this year.
Me either.
And honestly, I don't really have it in the Browns because I don't think Joe Flacco is good enough. I mean, even if Robinson Thompson comes back or whatever.
Can I tell you the Browns' remaining schedule?
It honestly doesn't matter because I think it all relies on their quarterback playing well. What's the defenses? Let me hear them.
They've got Jacksonville at home. Jacksonville. The Browns are at home against Jacksonville. Home against Chicago.
Okay.
At Houston.
Okay.
Home against the Jets. And then at Cincinnati. I think they go at least 3-2. That's a 10-win AFC team missing the playoffs in theory. You know what I mean? So I think that their making shrink the schedule definitely helps them keep them in the playoff picture. You know what I mean? Not to make your decision for you.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I'm gonna say the Bills get in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say that somehow, some way, Russell Wilson gets it done.
I was wondering if anyone here would take Russ getting in. I didn't know if anyone would. They're playing great football right now. I know they took a loss over the weekend
to the Browns.
But they which is funny because I picked the Browns to get in and you picked the Broncos, and yet here we are talking about anyway. So it's just crazy, dude. The NFL week to week is so crazy, and It's wild. I think the Packers are playing great football too in the NFC. We talked about them a little bit. 3 straight wins, playing great football. Just knocked off the Chiefs, so
absolutely.
Jordan Love kind of looks like he might be becoming something, which is kind of wild to think about. So
he's having a great year with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson.
He is.
Romeo Doubs is playing well.
He is, yeah, and nice to be talking about the playoffs and as we're winding down the season here. NBA guys is kicking off this season, and we're talking kind of playoffs in the NBA already with the in-season tournament, which is freaking awesome, by the way. This has provided so much basketball fun. I don't know if you guys have really tuned into a ton. I know we've talked here and there about games. I don't know. You said you've watched every Lakers game this year. I can't wait to talk a little bit about that here. Indianapolis and Milwaukee, New Orleans and Los Angeles. Both of these games are going to be played in Las Vegas. Who do we like in these games? Matt Hump, I'm going to start with you here.
I like the Lakers. I'm a big LeBron guy. And then I want to say Indiana just because they beat the Celtics, and I liked watching that game. That was so exciting.
It was incredible to watch what that young core did against the Celtics the other night. Man.
And I think that just shows the impact of the in-season tournament and how it made it like a playoff atmosphere in Indiana, of all places.
Yeah. That was the one that set the tone for me. Like, that was the one I felt last night. Like, everyone across the league took notice of. And both of those games I watched last night, the Knicks and Milwaukee, both of those games were incredible.
And I seen some stat about how Indiana's, their last 8 guys on their bench doesn't make over a certain amount of money.
Yeah, and this means something to those guys.
Yeah, the $500K is a big deal for those guys. It's over half their paychecks really for the year. So I think that makes it mean more for them. But then they're going against Giannis and Dame. So it's
eventually, and Chris Middleton played great last night. Brooke Lopez has looked good. I mean, they're definitely the underdogs in that matchup. I would think Milwaukee's playing great basketball, but neutral floor. Tyrese Halliburton right now is playing out of his mind with the ball in his hands. Anything can happen. Bub, who are you liking in these games here, man?
Milwaukee. Giannis is just way too good for them.
Yeah.
That team's just too young to take down
Giannis.
I agree.
I like Milwaukee in that one as well.
And then I'll take the Lakers.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a good game. Zion versus LeBron.
Yeah. A healthy Zion. Zion
playing
has been
very
incredible.
Well. Yeah.
The other night, 33 points on 100% field goal percentage. Yeah. Insane. That's nuts.
I really like watching Brandon Ingram game too whenever he's on.
Yeah.
He's got some inconsistencies, but the nights he's on, he looks really good.
Yeah. He's got such a smooth jump shot too. That high jump shot, man. It's awesome. I like both of your picks here. Give me Milwaukee. Give me the Lakers in that one. We are going to move along here with our new tradition, bub. And we're going to wrap it up here. Matt Hump, our longtime friend. Matt Hump, I've watched Matt Hump play a lot of football over the years. I watched Matt Hump in the Mohawk days. I watched Matt Hump with the Little Trophy days, man. These were all great times. Coached Matt Hump in junior high. Did you know that?
Yes.
He was a hell of a player in junior high, but wild. It was wild. What a time. Matt Hump, you have been quite an inspiration to quite a few people. So we're going to break out photo time, bud. Matt Hump with the Buckeyes. Matt Hump going to be doing double duty tonight.
Yes,
bud.
he's going
to
you know sign him. Yes,
Matt
two
Hump.
of them.
He's got two. Whoa, he's got two. This is awesome. Matt Hump going to be signing one for us here on the 7-4 Sports Show, and then going to be hooking up old Kai, man. Kai, big fan of Matt Hump. Big fan of Matt Hump. So, Matt Hump, if you wouldn't mind, could we get your John Hancock right here on
Hancock.
Where you want it at?
Wherever you feel necessary, Matt. What a time. I love this part. This is going to be my new favorite part of the show.
I like smelling the Sharpie, too.
You like... What's the matter with you? What a time. Look at that.
Yeah, it's clean.
Look at it.
Clean.
We need a Matt Hump football card. What a time. Well, Matt Hump, thank you here, sir. We'll be sure to exchange that for your NIL money here shortly after the video here. Bub, get your wallet out. And that's gonna wrap it up here for us. Bub, another tradition.
Yes.
Do you have anything else? And I'm afraid you're going to say yes.
The GOAT still stands. It does. It still stands. And it is in Sweden. I have confirmed it is in Sweden, and it still stands. But I feel like it's not going to be for much longer.
The Swedish goat.
They're going to light it on fire.
You were talking about this beforehand, and we were like, Bubba was like, the goat's in Sweden, and Matt Hump was like, we were thinking of like athletes or people, and I was like, LeBron? Matt's like, yeah, LeBron, Tom Brady. It was wild.
Nope. Big old Christmas goat. Big old sun gun.
In Sweden. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to go over here to an educated person here. Matt Hump, before we go, do you have anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say here?
I just want to thank you guys for having me on.
Dude, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
I love talking sports, and this is fun.
Yeah. Well, we thank you, man. We thank you for being a nice follower, a nice fan, interacting with us, man. We always look forward to what you have to say, and we just appreciate you and the fan, but also, dude, just the person you are, man. Everyone loves Matt Hump. Never had anybody say a bad thing about Matt Hump, at least to my face. And I know Matt Hump hasn't, dude. He's yoked. So, anyway, Matt, thank you for joining us, man. This has been a time. We'll get you back on here, get at another point here. Bub doesn't ruin it. I don't know. He's trying to ruin the trailer. Anyway. What? Anyway.
No,
that's going to be it for us here. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like. If you like this video and want to like more videos in the future, hit subscribe. That would be nice. Bub, that's going to do it here for us. Matt, that's going to do it here for us. Thank you for watching. As always, we'll catch you next time on the 740 Sports Show. Bye.